Tian is a cheerful but very impulsive illustrator with a complicated character. Preparing for an interview in a successful company, the girl is very nervous but decides to overcome all the difficulties on the way to the goal. Once in the office, she sees that the guards are very strict to the appearance of girls and especially the red color, forbidden to use. At the same time, we meet Liu, the strict and determined director of a successful fashion company. While waiting for her turn to be interviewed, the girl walks in the lobby and looks at the paintings as she suddenly notices one of them. The girl recognizes in the drawing her work, which she did 3 years ago, which fills Tian with anger. Soon it is time for a job interview where Kevin, the head of the design department, checks the girl's skills and education. During the conversation, she doesn't miss an opportunity and asks about the painting hanging in the lobby. After Kevin proudly declares that it is his creation, Tian did not sit silently. She exposed the deceiver by proving that the painting belongs to her. Frightened, Kevin asked security to kick the girl outside as soon as possible, preventing her from continuing to participate in the interview. Tian is not going to give up and uses disguise to sneak into the office again, but the guards expose her and do not allow her to enter. It seems that the girl has no chance to get justice, but at that moment the director of the company arrives at the building. The girl rushes to Liu and tries to talk, but the man ignores her, saying that he doesn't have time for that. Angry, Tian throws a toy at Liu and hits him in the face, causing his sunglasses to fly off. Upon seeing the red toy, the man immediately passes out, so Tian has to go home, resigned to defeat. A few hours later, Kevin calls Tian and offers money for silence, but the girl does not agree, as she wants to get justice. Tian's supportive friend suggests getting information about Liu's movements in order to find a way to meet him again. Taking Rose's advice, Tian tracks the man and learns that he has a meeting scheduled at an expensive restaurant. The girl tries to get in, but security won't let her pass as the entire restaurant is booked. Adjusting to the situation, Tian lies and claims that she has come for an interview for a job in the kitchen. At the same time, Liu meets a beautiful and popular girl named Xiang. During the interaction, the girl is surprised by her lack of interest as she is used to men going crazy when they see her. Noticing that Liu practically does not look at her, Xiang is upset and decides to try to seduce the man, but he remains calm and does not show interest in closer communication. Frustrated and considering it an insult, Xiang ends the conversation prematurely and walks away, leaving Liu alone. A few minutes later, Tian learns of the man's whereabouts and goes to him to discuss the situation once more. Demonstrating her displeasure, the girl shows a shirt with red letters on it. Upon seeing the red, Liu feels extremely dizzy and nearly passes out. Tian tries to help the man and grab his hand, but the pair ends up falling on the couch, finding themselves in an awkward position. The assistant principal notices what has happened and tries to kick the girl out, but Liu stops him to listen to the girl and learn the purpose of her visit. Tian reports the plagiarism she suffered as Kevin stole her work. After noticing the painting and the red color on it, the man feels faint and accidentally touches the girl's arm with his hand. As soon as this happens, Liu feels better and he finds it a little strange. Assuming that the irritant in the form of the red color does not work when touching Tian, the man decides to test his theory. The girl is concerned and assumes that the man wasn't listening to her and was only using an excuse to touch her, but Liu reassures her that justice will be served. A little later, Liu meets with the doctor and talks about the situation that happened to Tian. The doctor suggests that perhaps the girl is the key to finding a cure for his illness. When the man returns to the office, the assistant confirms that Kevin was plagiarizing, so Liu decides to fire the designer. A little later, the director holds a meeting with the shareholders to discuss the latest projects. Liu is asked to attend a party where the director of a company they want to collaborate with will be there. Liu is concerned as it is a themed party where red will be the main color, which could pose a big problem for him. Believing that Tian might be the key to solving the problem, Liu asks the assistant to invite the girl to the party. Soon, the director meets with the girl to discuss the topic of plagiarism and states that Kevin is fired and she will be compensated appropriately for the inconvenience and copyright infringement. Afterwards, Liu asks Tian to go to a party with him on the condition that she holds his hand. The girl refuses the offer, which upsets the director because he is not used to getting rejected. A little later, Tian is attacked by a mysterious masked man. Liu notices what is happening and decides to intervene to protect the girl. Tian thanks her savior and he offers to think again about the party and even offers her a credit card with a good amount of money as a reward. The girl once again rejects the offer and kicks Liu out of the house. Before leaving, the man informs her that it is Lucy's party, hoping that this will convince her to change her mind. Tian went to the same school as Lucy and would love to see him again, so she agrees to go to the party, accompanying Liu. In the evening, the couple shows up at the gala event and Liu is very nervous because of the excessive red color, but thanks to Tian, he does not faint. This is also where the man meets Tian, a childhood friend who has been in love with him all along. Tian is jealous of Liu of Tian and tries to hurt the girl to get her to let go of his hand, but Tian puts her in her place. Liu also stands up for Tian, claiming that it's not her, but him holding her hand. Soon the pair meet Lucy and Liu tries to discuss cooperation with him, but the man is busy practicing target archery. Liu challenges the director of a rival company and the men engage in a competition. Unexpectedly, Liu wins and leaves a business card offering a contract of cooperation. Lucy throws the business card on the table, showing disrespect. Liu decides to give up the prize, but many people take this move as a declaration of love. Those around them assume that Liu and Lucy have an unconventional orientation, but Lucy rejects him, demonstrating that he is a normal man. A little later, the couple tries to approach Lucy again, but he runs away, shielded by a large group of girls surrounding Liu. As a result, Tian distances herself from the man, and he, seeing the color red, faints. After the incident, the girl tries to ask Liu about his illness, but he doesn't want to talk about it. Instead, he offers the girl the position of his assistant and asks her to sign a contract on favorable terms. After thinking over the proposal, Tian rejects the man in the morning. She declares that she wants to work as a designer, not to be the director's maid, so she will not sign the contract under any conditions. Liu tries to change the girl's mind with a pay raise, but this angers her even more. Tian argues that she can't be bought by money, especially not by such a rude and vain man. Having been rebuffed, Liu firmly believes that he can convince the girl and starts trying to win her over. He comes to her house with flowers, after which he invites her to dinner, but the girl continues to reject the man. Several weeks pass, but no company invites Tian to work, which begins to depress her. A few days later, Liu arranges a date with Chiang, but notices Tian. The depressed girl was walking in the rain, and the man decided to hide her under an umbrella. After canceling the date, he tries again to convince the girl to accept his proposal, but Tian blames him for her inability to find a job. She assumes that Liu is using his influence to sabotage her attempts to get a job. Taking the girl's hand, the man tries to explain that he did nothing wrong and wants to take care of her, but instead gets slapped, causing his sunglasses to fly off. Just as Tian walks away, a red car drives by, causing Liu to pass out. Seeing this, Tian goes back to the man to help him. He soon finds himself in the hospital, and Tang's assistant tells the girl about Kevin's activities, having engaged in sabotage so that no one would hire her. Upon waking up, Liu confirms that this is the revenge of the fired designer, which causes Tian to trust the director. A little later, the girl hears Tang asking the nurses not to bring anything red into the room because of his boss's specific illness. Deciding to check it out, Tian returns to the ward and shows the man a red object, causing him to almost faint. Finding herself in a romantic situation, the girl calms the man down, after which he confesses that he has a terrible hemophobia, because of which he has a fear not only of blood, but of everything red. Discussing the contract again, Liu offers to take the girl on as both designer and personal assistant, allowing them to reach an agreement. The next morning, Tian's first day of work begins, and Tang gives her a tour to introduce the girl to her coworkers. A little later, her work is interrupted because the girl needs to spend time with Liu so he can relax at a beachside bar. Tian is angry because she is wasting her time instead of attending to her immediate duties. Noticing this, Liu allows the girl to return to the design department. Soon he is informed of gossip that Tian is in love with him and wants to confess her feelings in a letter. Fearing this, the man tries to find a way to reject the girl and actively avoids her. Tian is determined to talk to her boss as she needs to help Rose so her friend can get an interview. Not wanting to hear anything, Liu rejects the girl again, which leaves her completely confused, as she doesn't love him and wasn't going to talk about it. Trying to confirm her words, the girl gets into Liu's car and shows the letter, in which the official request of Rose to give her an interview. Now the man is confused, and afterwards also upset, as Tian claims that she will never love someone like him. Taking this as an insult, Liu kicks the hottie out of the car. A couple of days later, Liu asks Tian to accompany him, as his cousin Sao is coming home today. Setting up a surprise for the guide upon his arrival from the airport, Liu and his father introduce the guide to the charming Tian. Soon, the director of the design department announces an important project that will require many people to work overtime. Unlike the others, Tian is entitled to a vacation, but only to spend time with Liu and help him with his illness. Distracted by the director every day, the girl is unable to complete the project, causing her to get into big trouble. Soon Tian can't stand it and asks her boss not to call her so often because she wants to be a designer and a useful specialist. Liu does not accept the girl's request, believing that his problems are more important than the affairs of the company. He does not realize that the opportunity to work in this field is important for Tian, so the conversation ends in a small quarrel. In the evening, Liu calls the girl and asks her to come to his house, as he needs her help. Tian refused, but changed her mind after the man promised not to disturb her the next day, allowing her to work on the design. As it turned out, he was trying to get rid of the annoying Cyan, but didn't understand how to do it. Arriving at the men's house, Tian started to clean up, but while hanging a painting she lost her balance, falling down the stairs. Liu caught her but accidentally kissed her on the forehead, which upset Tian. Embarrassed, Tian immediately ran away, and Liu found that the color red no longer frightened him. Believing it to be the action of the kiss, the man celebrates the event. A few days later, Liu buys tickets to an art exhibition to invite Tian, whom he has not spoken to since the last kissing incident. At the same time, he wants to inform the girl that he no longer needs her help, as the illness and fear of the color red have completely disappeared. Soon the couple goes to an exhibition and Tian notices that the man is looking at the color red without glasses and does not faint. Upon learning that he has been cured, the girl rejoices, because now she will be able to focus on design and projects. Tian's excessive joy makes Liu sad, because he hoped that the girl would be upset by the fact that they will no longer be able to spend time together. The next day, Liu receives a call from a mysterious man informing him of problems with an important monument, which may be the cause of a loud scandal. Liu is demanded an apology and a reward, so he goes to the scene with Tian to mediate between him and the head of the village, who speaks a different dialect. Through successful negotiations, Liu manages to free two people who had been held captive by the disgruntled villagers. After sending the freed captives to the hospital, the couple decides to stay at a hotel, but it turns out that there is only one room available. As a result, Liu and Tian have to sleep in the same room, and at night, the girl, not controlling herself, embraces the man. In the morning during breakfast, Tian notices a beautiful painting and wonders who its author is. Learning that the artist lives nearby, the couple goes in search of him and meet Lucy, who directs them to Xiafeng. The couple soon finds an old house, but the artist is against socializing and even pours water on Liu and Tian to chase them away. The couple proves unyielding and sets up a tent outside the house to wait to meet the artist. Spotting a firefly, Liu is startled as he is afraid of insects, but Tian calms him down with a touching story. Inspired, Liu picks up the firefly and as he touches Tian, he realizes that he has fallen in love with her. The next morning, Liu wakes up first and marvels at the girl's beauty. Hearing the door to the house open, the couple rush to the artist's house, but it turns out to be Lucy again. Liu offers him cooperation, but Lucy again refuses, but Liu does not intend to give up and continues negotiations. Kevin could not find a decent meal and has to deliver water, as suddenly receives a call from a mysterious man offering a favorable cooperation. A little later, Lucy admits that the paintings are art which she creates with his cat, given by his late beloved girlfriend. For him, creativity is about painful memories and feelings, So Lucy didn't want to collaborate with anyone. Liu respects his decision but offers to work together, and Lucy agrees to sign a contract. Meanwhile, Kevin meets a mysterious man who turns out to be Cian's father. Wanting revenge on Liu for his actions, the men agree to slander him in front of journalists and quickly realize their plan. Liu and Tian need to return to the city to meet the press, but their car breaks down, leaving the couple stranded in the middle of the countryside. The tractor that was giving them a ride also breaks down, forcing the director and subordinate to search for a bus stop. Once there, Tian learns that there is no bus today. Liu asks his younger brother Sao for help and he sends a car to pick them up, but the couple is hard to find as they get lost. The couple ends up having to spend the night in an old hangar, hiding from the rain. In the evening, Liu receives a shocking message, causing him to fall down and kiss Tian on the forehead again, which embarrasses him and the girl. Talking and having dinner, Tian and Liu see only good things in each other and exchange compliments. The next morning, a press conference begins, but the couple is late, making the journalists angry. Once in the audience, Liu speaks and destroys the evidence, making the press accusations hollow, before promoting a new project and announcing the start of his collaboration with Lucy. On the way home in the evening, Liu admits that he has feelings for Tian and would like to win her attention. The next morning he invites the girl to lunch and looks for a way to take her hand, but he fails. This enrages the man and makes him think that Tian does not like him, so he criticizes the assistant for advising him to show sympathy. Tang then advises him to pretend to be drunk in order to confess his feelings to Tian and justify it by the effects of alcohol. Soon, the bartender calls Tian and asks her to come to pick up Liu. The girl is angry but takes the man back to her house. At some point she recognizes that her boss is very handsome and likes her. Frightened by her own thoughts, Tian runs away and hides in her room. In the morning she discusses it with her friend and Rose believes that their liking is mutual, but she has to be as careful as possible with it. Soon after, the girl gets a call from Lucy and suggests a meeting to discuss new ideas as two illustrators living a creative life. During the meeting, Lucy realizes that she feels sympathy for Tian. A few hours later, Liu meets Tian and Lucy working together at an animal shelter. The men realize that they are both in love with the charming girl, which leads to conflict. The conflict is interrupted by the director of the shelter informing them that Liu is the main benefactor of the place, which makes him look good. A little later, the man confesses that he is afraid of cats, so Tian brings him a kitten, forcing him to overcome his fear. Trying to work on himself, Liu plays with the kitten and realizes that he is falling in love with Tian even harder than before. A little later, the girl meets Lucy, who decides to give her a beautiful necklace. She is pleased with such a generous gesture, but the dialogue is interrupted by Liu, who is very angry with Tian. The man takes the girl and confesses his sympathy, but does it in a rambling way, because of which she does not believe in his sincerity. The next day Liu and his doctor are waiting for the girl at the movie theater, when suddenly they notice that she appears there with another man. Liu decides to follow the couple to see if they are in love or not. When the couple goes to the auditorium, Liu follows them and sits next to them, pretending it's a coincidence. Liu and Lucy begin to compete for the girl's attention, but Tian is angered by their behavior. After the movie, Lucy invites the girl to a restaurant, but Liu insists on going with them. The conflict leads to Liu and Lucy organizing a drinking contest to see who has the most to drink to impress Tian. Taking advantage of the situation, Liu decides to confess his love, but he can barely stand on his feet. Rose appears and helps her friend take the men to the hotel and leave them in one of the spare rooms. Upon returning home, Tian thinks about Liu's words and realizes that he is indeed in love with her. In the morning, Liu and Lucy are shocked to wake up in the same bed and recall the events of the evening, after which they decide to continue their rivalry for the heart of the beautiful woman. A little later, Liu's uncle informs him that he has arranged a blind date for his nephew. In an attempt to arouse jealousy, Liu publishes a post about it, but instead of the expected jealousy, Tian begins to doubt the man's sincerity. At the same time, Lucy calls a girl and asks her out on a date. Liu meets the stranger, but pays no attention to her as Lucy and Tian are having lunch at the same restaurant. After rejecting the stranger, Liu interferes with Lucy and Tian's interactions and uses his position as a superior to force the girl to end the date. This leads to a quarrel between Liu and Tian, but eventually the man confesses his love to the girl again. He wants to be close to her, but the girl doesn't believe the boss's words and rejects him, begging him to leave her alone. The next morning, Liu follows the girl to apologize for his behavior and invites her to a cafe as an apology. At the same time, Dr. Lee shows interest in Rose and gives her a lot of useful things. In the evening, Liu sees Tian off and tries to figure out if she has feelings for him, but the girl asks to be given time to think things over. Tang continues to give Liu useful advice to win Tian's heart. At the next meeting, the man behaves like a real gentleman and takes the girl to a jewelry salon. Here, the couple quarrels as Liu wants to buy something as expensive as possible, and for Tian, the beauty is more important than the price of the jewelry. A few days later, Liu and his brother Cao attend Tian's birthday party. The man is ready to give the girls anything she wants, but is heartbroken as he can't be there for her. Disappointed, Cheyenne gets drunk to avoid thinking about Liu. In the evening, the director goes to the office and notices that Tian has stayed late working on an important project. Showing concern, he leaves snacks and coffee for the girl, after which he receives a message thanking her. At the same time, Cao takes a drunken Tian home and confesses his feelings, not realizing that she is awake and can hear everything. Tian takes preparatory courses to become an even more professional designer and illustrator. Tian and Liu can't see each other for the next 3 months, but the man maturely accepts the girl's decision, realizing that it's important to her. Before Tian leaves, Liu takes her on a romantic date with a beautiful bouquet and necklace symbolizing his love for her. The doctor wonders if Liu is worried about Tian finding another man, but he is confident in the girl and her loyalty and integrity. Despite this, Liu's self-confidence fades as soon as he learns that the tutor for the course Tian is on is Lucy. Tian is aware of Cao's feelings, but instead of reciprocating, she begins to avoid the guy lest he confess that she is still in love with his older brother Liu. After learning that Liu is sick, Tian decides to visit him to heal him and spend time together. In the evening, the couple watch a romantic movie and worry about the main characters. At some point, Liu decides to kiss the girl, but this is prevented by Lucy's call. Not wanting to let the girl go to someone else, the man pretends to feel worse and claims that his hemophobia has returned to him. Meeting with the doctor, Liu asks to play along. The doctor is unhappy with the situation, as he doesn't want the patient to deceive the girl and manipulate her feelings. As a result, the doctor does not tell Tian the truth, and Liu manipulates his words in her favor. After returning home, the girl starts to care for her boss and gives him medicine. At work, Tian also can't think about business and continues to show her concern. Liu would like to give up the horrible and nasty-tasting medicine, but he has a choice, otherwise the girl will expose his deception. Meanwhile, Cheyenne meets Cao, and the latter drags the girl into the pool. She seems angry, but at some point the anger goes away, and the pair have fun together. Soon after, Cao realizes that the girl knows how he feels but treats him badly, ignoring the crush. At night, Liu and Tian visit an amusement park and hold each other's hands, making wishes on a Ferris wheel. The girl wants more than anything for the man to recover, and he feels bad about lying to her. Liu admits that he's afraid of losing her, but doesn't tell the truth that he no longer has hemophobia. The man also makes a wish and wants them to always be together. Believing this will cure Liu, Tian kisses the man on the forehead. He claims that the disease is neglected and a kiss on the forehead is not enough as something more serious is needed. The girl gives in to the provocation, causing the date to end with a passionate kiss. As soon as Tian returns home, Rose asks about the date, noticing a change in her friend's behavior. Tian behaves as discreetly as possible and does not reveal the details of the meeting with Liu. At night, the girl cannot sleep for a long time and corresponds with Liu, agreeing on another date. The next morning, the man realizes that it would be ugly to continue deceiving the girl and wants to tell the truth about his miraculous recovery. Soon, Tian comes in and decides to prepare fruit juice for the man as she suddenly injures her finger. Seeing this, Liu shows concern and finds a first aid kit to help the girl and treat the wound. She finds this suspicious as Tian doesn't faint from the red fruits, bottles of liquids, and even blood on her finger. Believing it's the help of the treatment and the kiss, the girl wants to celebrate, but accidentally overhears Liu's conversation with Dr. Li and realizes it's all a lie. This breaks the girl's heart as she feels betrayed and deceived. The man, noticing Tan, wants to explain everything to her, but she does not want to listen to him because he lied to her for the sake of having her around. Not allowing the girl to leave, Liu tells the truth and confesses that he was afraid of losing her after learning that her teacher would be Lucy. Tian realizes that Liu doesn't trust her and this disappoints the girl even more, so she walks away, leaving him alone. The next day, Tian meets with Lucy. The girl missed the course and lost the opportunity to upgrade her skills, but Lucy offers her to come as his guest. The man also confesses that he is in love with her, but Tian rejects Lucy, realizing that she only loves Liu. Lucy suggests that they not jump to conclusions and think about it for a while. Outside, they are met by Liu, who tries to give the girl flowers and apologize, but she rejects him. Left alone, Liu asks Lucy to back off, but he has no intention of giving up and helps the girl realize a dream she may have missed because of her boss's selfishness. Meanwhile, Xian begins to realize that she likes Cao and wants to spend time with him. A little later, the employees of Liu's company go to the beach. The man tries to show concern for Tian, but the girl is still too angry with him. Soon, Tian tries to apologize to Cao, but he rejects her. At the same time, Liu confesses that he is very afraid of losing Tian and loves her, but the girl still does not forgive betrayal and deceit. Cao has a fever and Xian takes care of the guy, which brings them even closer together. Tian calls Lucy to say that she is willing to go with him as a special guest, but they will never be a couple as she loves another man. In the evening, Cao and Tian, as well as Dr. Li and Rose, attend a party where they play truth or action. The secrets that are revealed spoil the couple's relationship and lead to conflict. Soon Liu brings Tian home as she has had a lot to drink and is unsteady on her feet. The man wanted to leave, but the girl takes advantage of her condition and confesses her love to him, resulting in the couple kissing. In the morning, Tian assumes it was an dream, but finds Liu's romantic note nearby and realizes it is reality, causing her to feel ashamed. Mr. Wen is outraged that Liu rejects his job offer, jeopardizing his position in the company. In an attempt to solve the problem, the man turns to the fired Kevin to organize an election for a new CEO and win it. Meanwhile, Tian apologizes to Cao and admits that he wants them to be together. Tian receives a gift from Liu, which is an exhibition of photographs that tell the story of how they met. The excursion ends with a hot air balloon ride where Liu confesses his love to the girl and asks her to become his wife, receiving a coveted yes. A little later, the couple walks along the beach, as suddenly they are attacked by Kevin with a baseball bat. Having received a blow to the head, Liu remembers the car accident in which his parents lost their lives. It was then that he was found by an unknown girl who kissed him on the forehead to show her support. Soon Liu wakes up in the hospital and becomes convinced that that little girl was Tian, and it was her kiss that cured him of his illness. Unwilling to discuss what happened, Liu decides to stop working and live in seclusion with Tian. The CEO offers his younger brother to take his place, which shocks Cao, who is not ready for this. Mr. Wen meets with Liu to convince him to appoint another CEO. Liu is unyielding as he promised his parents he would take care of the business when he became an adult. He wants to be with Tian and enjoy life, so Cao is the only one who can carry on his case. The couple goes out of town for the weekend and Mr. Wen tries to convince Cao to take his side since he is Tian's father and can forbid them from seeing each other. Cao takes his brother's place and runs into trouble as their toys cause allergies in the children. As it turns out, Wen is behind it, cutting back on spending to steal money. Kevin knows this and keeps quiet, hoping to frame Liu, still listed as CEO, by making him the culprit for everything that is going on. Dr. Li and Rose visit Liu and Tian. Noticing a romantic connection between them, the pair help the friends bond. Li cooks dinner, but Rose feels nauseous as she watches her weight. Rose is afraid of being fat, but the doctor asks her to stop doing so as it is bad for her body. It soon becomes clear that it was Li who bullied Fat Rose at school, so he apologizes and promises to make a diet plan. Cao wants to get married, but he's worried about the children's allergy scandal. Wen suggests that Liu be blamed for everything. At the same time, Liu learns of Mr. Wen's fraud and that Kevin was behind the mask of the attacker. Deciding to take over the company one last time, Liu gathers the board of directors and tries to communicate with his brother. At night, Liu and Tan have a romantic date, and the girl gives the man a great idea to solve all the problems. Liu wants to regain public trust by throwing a children's party. Wen expresses her distrust of the CEO and proposes an election. Liu expectantly wins, and soon it becomes clear that he knew about Mr. Wen's perfidy, as his brother warned him about it. Now the man has two ways: leave the company voluntarily or go to jail for fraud and attacking Liu by Kevin's hands. A little later, the brothers go to a bar where Liu thanks Sao for his loyalty and wishes him a happy birthday. Sao admits that he doesn't want to be a CEO, as it's too difficult a job with high responsibility. Lee and Rose become a happy couple taking care to eat right. Lee prepares to propose to Tyann again to make sure she doesn't change her mind about becoming his wife after everything that has happened. Rose lures her friend to the park where she gets caught up in the ceremony. Lee, Lucy, and Sao dance, after which Liu appears and asks Tyann to be his wife. Expectedly, the girl says yes and the couple seals the marriage with a kiss.